Oh no, I gotta get my notes.
Then you can go.
Somebody
Alright.
start.
I will start.
We
Last
begin
week-
with Evan.
We begin. And we begin at the beginning of the middle of the episode. So last week, we had left the destruction of Callow, and we all had kind of different goals. Duncan's was to kind of look for survivors, see what their perspective of the attack was, and see if they had any other information to glean. Navos had been given Gemmett's journal, where he had kind of studied for the first 3 days we had kind of left Callow, kind of getting spells and looking into the research they have been doing into the fibers. Brun, for the last 3 days, has kind of been looking for Vox, opening boxes, cracking one-liners without a punchline, waiting for it to, well, punch him right in the face. Vox never showed up. But we did show up are the survivors. Duncan had found a group of survivors, about I think 13 of them, for the first day. We offered them protection and kind of camped with them for the first night, and they gave us their stories. They were a little drunkards, so unreliable narrators, but we did get some information from them. The next day, we had run into a group of bandits or survivors that didn't really want to be bothered with. And they kind of shot at us. We decided to leave those ones alone and kind of moved on with our time. And on the third day, we did run to do howdy do with a third group. And we had kind of sat and wondered, how does the fibers affect a person? Does it make them an intelligent creature, and through survival those creatures then become intelligent again, or does it affect people differently? Does it make some of them intelligent? Does it make some of them feral beasts? Too many answers, or too many questions, not enough answers. But reading through Gemmett's notebook, we had wind of tale of a library somewhere that the Sulfasari had been going to kind of study. That was the best lead that we had, so we headed east towards the Great Library, or the tower, the location of it, just a little south of Ulrith. And after some time searching, we found the tower. And I'll popcorn it over to Curtis.
Finding a suspicious, isolated tower that gave everybody the feeling of the heebie-jeebies and being observed, despite not having any real indicators of that. Duncan went ahead and, being the gentleman that he is, knocked loudly, announced himself, and then when the door kind of swung open, took that as an invitation.
That was meant to be a distraction for an
intended to be a distraction. However, it ended up being the way in, because there was no real side entrance, though when Navos took a peek inside through some of the cracks, the building had a weird warping to it. Bigger on the inside, one might say, which became abundantly clear as we stepped into the building. It appeared abandoned, but as we sort of moved through, it looked like folks had been through the space. It tossed a few things around, disheveled it a bit, but those things began reasserting themselves as we watched parts of the building. A door that was placed, or a chair that was placed to prop a door open, made a little skirt back to its home as the door shut around us. The tower we are in appears to be much more aware of us than one would let on. There's moving upstairs with the behest of a warning of, hey, don't fuck with the scary wizard tower, from Brun. Two of our friends made it upstairs and entered 2 different rooms out of a ring of 8. One of the rooms had a pool of blood near the door that would not leave the doorway, would not pass that particular threshold. So, of course, Duncan went in there to see where the blood was coming from. Turns out it is from the Sulfasari party that we were after. Dead as doornails, the lot of them. However, they had been strung up with a darker magic that resisted Duncan's attempts to cut it down. Nevos, on the other hand, went searching for books and found, oh boy, the most unsettling library one has ever seen. Responding to commands, instructions, requests, seemingly of its own accord. We did learn a name.
No.
Vakal.
Perhaps.
Vekal.
I was going to say perhaps Derek has that information.
Perhaps Derek would like to popcorn from there with the things that you have learned.
Yeah, I'd love
I
to.
can continue giving a descriptor
Just
if you'd
as
like,
he
but
was
I will-
taking a sip.
Of course.
There we go. I also note that there were also twist winds in the blood room under their body, so it wasn't just the Soprasadas. The twist winds were there too.
And I
Fun
believe
fact,
we found...
there were no soprasadas in that room at all.
Correct. Yes, you are correct. We had the... we did eventually find all members of the party.
Oh, wait a minute. There were no
almost.
Soprasadas at all. Maybe they were doing the things to the twist winds, but I'll let the art continue.
So there was a twist wind, and there was a
Started with a J.
Kunabak.
the Kunabak.
Canobix. Yeah.
Kunabak.
Yes.
Kunabak.
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 Starts with a J.
Canobix.
Close enough. Derek, popcorn to you.
Yeah, so Nevos is caught up in this unending library. At first, trying to learn of what Gemma had sent out, or whatever this crew had been sent out to find. Instead, more interested in this magical castle, and found a journal by the name of Vekal, Notes by Vekal. No dates listed, but was sort of invited to go to their study room. In the meantime, Brun went to search around the remaining rooms, knocked on one of the doors, looking for Duncan, only hearing his own echo, and eventually ended up in the library, finding another book when asking about the research assistant, realizing after searching through pages that parts of their body, of this Soprasada, Safasari, teeth, bones, were just falling out of it as he read through the entire journal about their lives. During the lead up to this, Nevos also sending messages to Jebka, the Archbishop, and Jurgensen, only hearing feelings of rage from Jebka herself. The journal that Brun had found, their name was Gleno. They're sent on a mission to see what they could find in this library. Duncan found a totem that seems to be quite fiendish around this blood. As soon as he exited, the blood stayed in the room. Duncan found the same door that Brun had found and eventually entered.
That seems pretty good.
Yeah, eventually Brun and Nevos left after the door had closed on Brun's hand, and they are now deciding to enter as Duncan entered into a room that seems to be much larger than what the others feel to be.
Brun is actively pursuing Duncan because the last part of the journal that he read of Gleno's life read they entered uninvited and unannounced, and then they died. And
Mhm.
Brun is now going, we were uninvited and unannounced. Oh no. we need to get an invitation or get the
That's
fuck out.
us.
That could be me. I'm in this book.
It's just
but-
like a mirror on the last page.
But yes, so we are following Duncan through the rooms that echoed Brun's voice.
Mhm.
And we are pursuing that particular lead.
Okay.
I believe also they were sent to research the Shard.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if we know what that is yet. Unless it was the
I
their little
mean,
remnant. We do
Your
have a
good
second.
buddy has 2 of them.
We do. Okay,
Mhm.
so we did get. It's the second symbol from the that matches the symbol from the Ratman that we pumpkinified, that we jack-o'-lanterned.
Anything else from anyone else?
Mm-mm.
By your brain cells combined. Excellent recap, my friends. So to grant you all a gift, Evan,
Yes.
why don't you pick one check to grant everyone a +1 to? No input from the other 2, please.
Yeah, if they would have said something, I would have picked something else. I don't need their input. Let's do survival.
Everyone gets a +1 to survival. All right. Duncan, you have passed through a few different rooms by now. Whether you know the other 2 are actually behind you or not is up to you. The messages you've been, or the echoes you've been getting, have been a little bit warped as they reach your ears, and you have pressed on. Each room has been fairly different from the last, so when you turn this next doorknob, let me actually bring us to a fresh map. Doodly doo, doo doo.
That's concerning.
That wasn't what I meant to do. Okay. Cool. Gotta figure that out later. Just a simple tracker for doors.
Okay.
Nothing to be concerned about.
My concerns have been washed away. Thanks for the heads up.
Let me make it very obvious where there are extra doors. Hopefully that's more obvious. So you, Duncan,
Yeah.
are headed to the right there.
Yeah. The room
As
that was.
you
Yeah.
turn that doorknob, oh, I threw you on the map. Uh-oh.
Oh, it's me.
Tokens. There we go. Fantastic. I know what I'm doing. The other 2 are not too terribly far behind. They're kind of pressing forward as well, trying to catch up. Nevos, you can see through partially open doors where Duncan is headed. The room in front of Duncan there is very cozy. Peak cottagecore, if you will. But this one, much darker than the rest. The others had very obvious windows that were keeping them well lit. This one is much more enclosed. It's not that the room is small, it's more that it's filled with things. Different bundles of herbs hanging from the ceiling. There is a fireplace that is roaring right now. The room is very, very warm. There are a couple of cots, some very comfortable looking piles of blankets that are extra. And in one of the cots is a young woman. She looks probably human, around her 20s, somewhere in that range. And the first thing that really sticks out about her is she has Self-Asari Guard on. From the book that Brun had read earlier, that book contained the life of the head researcher that was sent with this group. You, Duncan, had found the guard, the Canobic guard, and the Twistwind
Mm.
scout. Putting all of those factors together, you can assume that this is the research assistant. She's not alone. She is passed out on the bed and currently being tended to by an old lady who's kind of bundled up with like at least 7 shawls, kind of dabbing away at the forehead with a wet cloth, trying to do something. Looks like she's taking care of this girl. Just kind of very gently muttering to this kid in the bed, who does not really seem to be responding to much. The
As
other
I'm kind of
two, you're right
Oh.
behind. You can see if you poke through as well.
while I'm in the room, kind of coming in, realizing that there are people in here. Oh, excuse me. I hope I'm not intruding. Um, I was wondering if perhaps.
Hello. I'm so sorry, I
Hello.
didn't hear you come in. I didn't hear you knock. She starts kind of like patting around at her hands, like, where do I sit this? I can't sit it down. I've got to take care of this girl, but there's also someone new in the room to address. She seems a little surprised,
Mhm.
flabbergasted, just a little bit.
Please, I don't mean to stop you or intrude on what you're doing here. I'm simply asking if you've seen a quite large man walking through these rooms. I'm trying to look for him.
I'm
Enters the name
I'm
Brun.
so sorry. You're the first other person I've seen. We go from no guests in a while to so many. um, please come in, come in, come in. Um, are you injured as well? Do you need any attending? I'm sure you could use a bed at least, a place to rest. I have some stew going. Please come in, come in, come in. She starts
Uh,
waving you forward toward the beds.
if it isn't impolite, I would love to take you up on that, but I am again searching for someone who is kind of roaming this tower as well. Um, I
Someone
don't.
else in the tower. Oh my goodness. Um,
Yes, there's a small group of us coming. We knocked on the door. It let us in. Uh,
I see. Is the person you're looking for, would it happen to be that man behind you?
Brun is like moving very quickly through these doorways, and not saying anything because he doesn't like the echo nonsense that's been happening. And just Duncan, there you are.
yes, that would be him.
Uh,
Hello, Brun.
uh,
I was looking for you.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm sorry, I didn't get your name. I excuse myself. Duncan Dubois, at your service, ma'am.
Mr. Dubois, Duncan Dubois. And you are?
My name is Brun, ma'am.
Prawn. You do appear to have another. Is that one with you as well? She
Yes,
kind of
he
gestures
is.
behind.
Yes.
I'm just impressed by the decor, just looking around slowly walking in. Hello. I'm Navos.
Hello. Navos. You said the door opened for you?
Quite easily, in fact. I've been going room to room. This is actually the first time I've seen Brun outside of the hallway when we came up.
I see. Well, I do have cots enough for all of you if you'd like to come in and take a rest.
Again, and I
The
must
stew should be
apologize
done soon.
for intruding. Is that woman over there all right? She doesn't look like she's doing quite well.
She starts kind of like wringing her hands. She sat in a little stool to have her fairly level, but she is stooped. She must be very old with this posture of hers, or she is a gamer. Either way,
One of the two. There's like
She's
a rock-
activated. Sorry.
there's like a
Shrimp
gaming
mode.
chair in the corner.
A rocking chair with RX Racer on the back, like it's got the little head pillow.
She's just kind of like wringing her hands. I'm not entirely sure what the matter is. I can't quite get her to wake up. Um, it's like I
Perhaps I
said, it's
could take
been
a look.
quite some
I
time.
know my way around a medical bag, and I've dressed to
I
look
wouldn't
dressed.
want to impose. You are guests of the tower, of course. Please, please come in, come in, come in. Make yourselves comfortable. As I said, stew will be ready soon. And she starts like setting the wash rag aside. She's got like a bowl of water that she kind of like dips a hand in and is like, not good enough. Need to refresh that. And starts kind of like tottering around. Like you hear every bone creak as she starts moving.
Mhm.
Is it the floor? Is it her bones? Not quite sure. And she starts like hustling over. I'll have to freshen up the linens. Just kind of like looks at you, Brun. A few extra blankets, I think. And
Uh,
starts like hustling around at
can
the
I,
speed of snail.
Brun, feeling the heat in this room and seeing this woman wrapped up in all these blankets, is not liking that 2 + 2 = 5 in this moment. Um, so kind of puts a hand on Duncan's shoulder and like sort of leans down. The other Salvasari was made into a book, and that woman is not dressed for this weather. We either need an invite or we need to leave.
As they're talking, I'd like to approach this woman.
God damn it!
The old lady? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Excuse me, ma'am. Are you the wizard Vekol?
Who? No, 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 no. Not me. I simply take care of the tower. I'm surprised anyone knows his name anymore. He hasn't been here in quite some time. Uh, You see her kind of like she's looking at you and like looks a little to the side of you ever so slightly, but you do catch it. And it's like that look of somebody digging in the memory banks.
Hmm.
Like supposedly you can tell if somebody's trying really hard to remember something if they look like to the left, right?
Hmm.
It seems like one of those moments.
Well, I was reading through the library. I seem to have been invited to their study. If that would
Have
be
you?
possible.
Oh my. Well, unfortunately, the study's been locked for quite some time. I'm not sure where you would have gotten such an invitation, but unfortunately, I cannot help you with that. Would you mind? You seem quite strong. Would you mind gathering these bowls to help me out? And she starts like, without waiting for a response, starts handing you wooden bowls and like ladling soup into them. It looks hearty.
Of
And the smell
course.
is quite nice as well. Very herbal. You would assume that all of the bundles of plants hanging in the room have contributed to that. And they, with the heat of the room as well, it's very aromatic. Very comfortable in here,
Do
even
you
with
need
the
help?
roaring fire.
Would you like help downstairs as well? It seems like this seems to be the only floor
don't.
that is put together.
Uh, well, it is a lot for me. I don't tend to go downstairs much anymore. Um, like I said to your friend when he entered, we don't get many visitors, so I just try and keep some of these rooms somewhat put together. But there's much in this tower I cannot access, unfortunately. Here, don't drop these. Starts putting spoons in each bowl, and like pushing you very gently back toward your companions. Please, 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 have a seat, have a seat. Make yourselves comfortable. I need to go get some more linens to freshen up these cots for you. And she starts like hustling around again, and starts actually making her way back out the way that you guys came in.
Kind of peeling Brun's hand off of my shoulder. Being rude isn't going to get us any further either. She's in no shape to travel, and I certainly wouldn't want to leave her behind. And I would like to go up to the Salfasari woman that's kind of in the bed and do like a quick medical check to see how she's doing. Does she have a fever or she's like in a coma?
Sure, give it a roll.
That is a 17.
She is out. You're not sure if it's exhaustion. She seems fairly weak when you try and get a reaction from her. Um, like the
Does she have any
reaction is fairly
visible
weak.
scars or bruises of any kind?
She's got some scars on the hands, old burn up the arm. Considering she's from the Self-Asaris, maybe that's from research, you're not quite sure. Lab accident type thing. It doesn't look fresh, whatever it is. Um, you're not finding much by way of like bruising or anything or open wounds. She does have a lump, kind of on the top side of her head. But beyond that, she's been pretty well cleaned up.
I'd kind
The
of
old
like
woman is out of the room by this point.
Mhm. I'd like to place the back of my hand on her forehead to kind of check for her temperature and expunge 10 uses of lay on hands to see if I can't revive her.
Okay. As you do so, you feel like the healing you have applied has gone through, but she does not wake up.
Hmm.
Could I do a
Okay.
general
Yeah,
arcane check of the
I was
room
about to
as well as
call Neva.
the woman that left?
I will allow the Arcana on this girl because she's here.
Okay.
So I'm going to kind of Navos, would you mind assisting me for a second and kind of pull him over? I've done medically what I can do. Is there any, and I hate to put this upon you, but he's no good for it, magical means by which he is asleep?
Of course, let me check. Something seems off.
Yeah, I mean, this tower
Give
is...
yourself advantage with Duncan's assistance.
Okay.
Brun standing in the corner. Lurking.
I'm gonna wait. There's something I'd like to do when these two are done.
Mm-hmm. What'd you get there, Derek?
That's a 21.
There is some kind of charm on this girl. The weak reactions should have been fixed by the healing Duncan has applied. The fact that she's not reacting at all, there is something magical that is keeping her asleep right now.
You have healed her, but something in this area, maybe the woman herself, has kept her under at this point.
Brun, what doing?
Brun's taking a second to sort of look around at the rest of the room, particularly at like the bundles of herbs and stuff around there. And I'd love to do nature or survival to see if I can like spot if any of these plants are poisonous, if they are intended to be like big, if they're poisonous when eaten or something like that, if that's what's keeping this woman under.
Sure. Give it a go.
I'm gonna use survival to
allow
use that +1 if I
survival.
can.
I'll
Yeah.
allow it. More specifically because you're checking for poisonous things.
Got you. That is a 17.
Looking at the variety of plants in here, it doesn't take you very long to realize that half of these things are inedible. They're just plants hanging there. Several of them are weird. You're not quite sure what they are, but they remind you of the garden back in Kalo. And the rest of them, there's a mixture of actual herbs, things that'll kill you if you eat them, and like garden weeds. Like whoever was putting these up didn't particularly care how authentic it was. It just had to
Hmm.
look the part.
I will relay that information to the team. Just be like, none of these plants shouldn't be here. None of these plants are. That one, and that one will kill you if you eat them, and the rest of these are just weeds. This is just a big old show for somebody.
Something in this tower. Let's see if I remember how to do this. I'm gonna kind of crack my knuckles. Vidar, protect this one as if it was your own. I'm gonna kind of lay my hand on her and cast protection from good and evil. If she is being charmed by an aberration, a celestial, an elemental, a fae, a fiend, or an undead, she gets to make a new charm check with advantage in breaking it.
Okay.
This dang charming zombie gets her every time. He's so dreamy.
Oh man. Okay. You channel your prayer to Vidar.
Mm-hmm.
Hands kind of splayed across this woman.
Panda.
Hand,
God,
my
ableist.
sincerest apologies. I
A form
had
of-
to do it once,
Yeah.
at least. Last week was Derek.
On myself.
You see beneath her eyelids, the eyes start to move back and forth. It almost looks like Rem. It kind of looks like she's fighting through something.
Mm-hmm.
That's where she's at currently. Duncan, while you're praying, you do hear through the cracked door into the next room. You are all in the same room. I just haven't moved you. Where is my map? Thank you. You hear muttering. Like somebody's having an argument. What do you mean they were invited? Nobody gets an invitation into the tower anymore. That's great. You are, as much as you make decisions, you are not here. You're right. Hey, that's not fair. Don't. Fine. The one meal I get in how long? And it's interrupted? Fine. I'm the host. I'm always an excellent host. You're right. All right, fine. I'm not the one. I was getting so good at ignoring you two. Okay, fine. And this continues. There's some kind of back and forth going on. The voice that you are hearing is very annoyed at the moment. And not too long after, this girl is still kind of rousing herself, kind of working through, oh, there are muscles, right? We have to move those, right? That kind of thing. She's still not quite conscious, but you can see kind of the reboot happening here. And you hear a shuffling coming toward the door. Pushing through, little old lady once again. Well, I've gotten all of your blankets, and you see she's got a pile of very comfy looking blankets, some fresh sheets for the beds. You haven't touched your stew at all. Is it not to your liking? I'm so sorry. I can make something else, perhaps.
I didn't quite catch your name. I had given you mine, but I don't think you've ever introduced yourself.
Oh, how very rude of me. Um,
Quite.
my name, I don't remember anymore, I'm afraid.
You're afraid that you don't remember, or
It's,
the turn of phrase you're afraid?
I regret to inform you I've forgotten my name by this point.
Follow-up question. How long have you been here that you have forgotten your own name? That's not quite something I'm
Um,
accustomed to. I'm quite old, but
what
every morning
year?
I hear Duncan
Um,
Dubois in my mind.
what year is it?
That is a good question.
1573,
1573, ma'am.
age of Theria.
Age of Theria.
That's going in Sharpie so we can reference it later.
1573, age of Theria. Theria.
Ma'am, it is the year of our Lord, 1573.
Lords. Multiple
One lord.
lords.
The rest are false lords.
Theria is the current sage, but that's beside the point.
Mhm.
I don't actually know the age of Theria.
If I may be so bold, what year do you think that it is?
I have no idea by this point.
If you had to guess,
I
just a
suppose you
sharp,
won't be staying, using the cots then,
was
looking
just
to all of you.
asking a question, ma'am. There's just some things that don't add up about this place, and just trying to cross my T's and dot my I's.
She's looking to the other two, holding these blankets as if for confirmation that you will not be needing them.
When we entered, frankly, it was still fairly early. I'd imagined we'd be in and out.
I see. And the tone changes, drops the blankets, does not care about them at all, and starts to straighten up. You are guests of our tower. In that case, you may call me Ibak, the begrudging babysitter of this place. And as she's talking, gets much, much taller, stands much straighter, and feathers start to sprout across the skin as she kind of elongates upward. She has these deep blue, like night sky type feathers that here and there are shot through with little touches of red, like a very late sunset almost, leading into the darkest of night. Little flecks of silver here and there. The face that hers warps into is owlish. These large, glassy black eyes that gleam like polished stone. You can see a crest of sorts, think secretary bird, kind of laid back behind the head. The end of each of those feathers adorned with another glassy eye. There are little wisps of flame that start to kind of dance around its head. The clothing has changed quite a bit, much more proper now. Sort of a suit coat type thing, much more clean cut. Duncan, the sense you got earlier of a fiend somewhere nearby, You're really feeling it right about now with this creature kind of looming over you all.
Mhm.
The room itself has gotten a little bit taller, as if to accommodate its new stature. It stands about 8-ish feet tall. Welcome to the tower. You, looking at you, Navos.
Mhm.
You said you had an invitation. Vikal is currently unavailable, and I cannot take you to him. Because somebody had the brilliant idea, again looking past you, and you realize that somebody is being addressed by your shoulder. Somebody had the brilliant idea to create a lock on it that I could not open, even though I am the only one left in this God's forsaken tower. If you want in the study, you'll have to open it yourself. You can tell there's a lot of resentment that's built up over who knows how long of this bird fiend being here.
I don't want to step on your tail feathers as it is, slightly backing up. We can come back in the future if that works, but
Why are you here? So close on the tail of this group. Gestures to the girl in the bed, who is now much more alert. She's starting to open her eyes. And of course, you've ruined that as well. Thank you so much.
And to have a habit of doing that.
Why are you here? And why has the old idiot invited you?
well, they're kind of separate. The notebook I found myself, but we're here on our own mission. Learn from this group.
Well, unfortunately, they are mostly unavailable as well. Little bit of a smirk at that one.
Was assuming you are the only one here, was turning the one into a book your handiwork?
You see a bit more of a grin. That might have been me. We do not take kindly to intruders.
There was a profound delight in the irony of that. I can appreciate it. It did make a mess out of my shoes, though. Not really a good book to read again.
The story of one's life, not always the best for casual reading. Your mission, then. I am not allowed to kick you out, so I should probably ask why you are properly here. Well, kind of looking between all of you, those eyes don't blink, and it is so disconcerting. This face of bright white feathers. You're here to learn something. Most people end up here for that reason. So what is it that you are looking to learn? Starts kind of like brushing hands off, ignoring the girl on the bed, and heading toward the door, as if expecting you to follow.
Duncan's not going to move. He's positioned himself next to this young woman in the bed. That odor of fiend kind of stenching up his nose.
He is a sniffer dog, after all.
He is a sniffer dog, part of his title. He can't abide by this creature existing. It's against their very tenets. But he doesn't want to speak for the party to engage in a battle without their hearsay. Because if he was with a group of Vidarians, no questions asked. We do what we have to do. I don't think, ma'am, that I will be leaving this room without this woman. I will not be leaving this tower without this woman. I don't know what answers we could find here, but that is the truth. She will not stay.
It kind of like leans down, pushes its head back through the door. You realize the neck has gotten much longer. I don't know if you've ever seen birds where they just kind of the neck just keeps going. Yeah, basically Curtis. And it just kind of like leans down through, looking at you, head kind of cocked, like, that is not my concern. Are you coming along or not? Then kind of whoops back out into the next room. And you can hear that muttering, that exchange happening again of like, you're the one who invited them in. It's not my fault I haven't eaten in for so long. I just wanted one meal. One meal? Is that really too much to ask? This Dem's tower can eat everything else. I just wanted one.
Brun's gonna look to Navos and be like, Are we gonna ask? I feel like we're just gonna make it grumpy if we don't ask.
You can see me calculating. I mean, in general, I gotta learn more. Whoever this Feckle is. And can I do, like, out of character? So we know this group was coming about the shards. Was this relayed off to us?
The actual information. I think that was in Gleno's notes.
That was in Gleno's. And did you tell that to us? From,
yeah.
Okay.
At least you know that information. I don't think
do.
Duncan knows that because Duncan
No.
was not with us during that. Because I showed you the book as it was teething on me.
Right. Okay.
Ew.
You made the nightmare book. Don't.
I
ew
did
me.
make the nightmare book. I'm proud of the nightmare book.
I mean, Ebok has been taking some time, but it's honest so far. So, I mean, we gotta unlock this door anyway to even get inside. I don't know how much they could help with this.
You can hear it pacing around in the next room. The argument is getting ever so slightly louder. We're reaching like the petty levels of a straight old couple who should have gotten divorced 20 years ago, at least. Like it's coming back around to like childish insults.
Is this woman conscious enough, this younger woman, that I might be able to kind of help her to her feet?
You see she's like the eyes are starting to come open and they're very unfocused. And she's trying so hard to figure out what the heck she's looking at right now.
Mm-hmm.
If she could stand, she ain't walking. She might be able to stand for a few seconds with help. Otherwise, she's gonna go down like a sack of potatoes.
I'd like to do my best fireman's carry and kind of try to pick her up and put her on my shoulder.
Who are you? And she starts kind of like blinking, trying to get the words, who are you, out as you sling her over your shoulders. Go ahead and make me give me a strength. Give me straight old strength for that.
Good. Duncan's actually pretty strong. That would be a 16.
I'll allow it.
Unless we're allowed to add athletics.
I'm gonna say no athletics, because trying to maneuver a full adult woman with one arm
While showing the
probably
muscle
gonna be
wall.
difficult. Probably gonna be difficult.
So yeah, so 16 for just a strength
Yeah.
check.
You manage to get her on your shoulder. It's not graceful. You
Mhm.
hear a bit of a oof as she kind of like hits your armor. Um,
I think there's also an equal oof coming from Duncan about
the old man bones compress.
yeah.
Yep. She's now on your shoulder, very confused, like very sluggish. Can't hold her head up.
Just be still. I'm probably your best shot at getting out of this tower.
Am I?
Shh. Be still.
And like, there's just this very gentle, like, grumbling from your back now,
Mhm.
which is pretty typical for Duncan anyway. Gentle
Yeah.
grumbling. Your guide question mark has slammed through the far door at this point, and even though it's gotten further away, you can still hear the argument pretty well. It does not seem to be winning the argument. There seems to be a lot of pent up rage, I'll say. Resentment for sure going on right now. And the argument is pointed enough that you're like, is it crazy? Is there someone there? Is it the furniture it's yelling at? This is very direct. Whatever's happening with it. And if you dally any longer, it will come back and start like pushing you physically out the door. Unless
If
you
you
start following.
I don't know what your thoughts on this are. If you are interested in answers, we may follow it, but the first sign of trouble, I will be putting it down. Those fiends are not to be trusted. And I can assure you it is one of those.
I mean, I'm not a fan. It feels like listening to you two argue, but we may be able to learn something.
Then let us
Yeah.
not dally any longer. If you would
Nivus,
lead the way.
Navis, you should be in front. This girl sees you, she might vomit and pass out.
That's a little
okay.
rude, but okay.
I get it. I
Navos
threw one
is-
out.
is
I'm
a-
just going to start
is-
moving.
For Cyclopeans, he's quite attractive, but that is neither here nor there.
He's the most attractive cyclopean you've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. That direct guy is pretty handsome himself. So that two-eyed cyclopean.
Two-eyed Cyclopean.
Just portraits everywhere.
Evok pokes its head back through the door again. Hold please. Switch back to a page. Doodly-doo, doo-doo. Did I make a token for it? No, I didn't. Because I'm a fool. It is in this room, and it pokes its head back through as you're all finally leaving the cottage core room. It's like, did I hear you say you would put me down? It's looking directly at you, Duncan. And this is the most glee you've heard in its voice. Yet.
Like a dog with rabies.
I
As
have been
firmly
trying
as I
for so long to get out of this cursed place. If you would do me that honor, I would actually come back and kiss you myself.
No
But
kissing.
alas, I don't think that's possible.
We'll see.
Anyway, bring your prize. We're going to the library. and it stalks away. The doors are no longer so short that it cannot pass through easily. They seem to have altered in your absence from those spaces, and it leads you back to the central chamber. Boop.
The doors.
The doors.
The doors. Look at them doors.
Look at them doors.
A lot of doors.
8 of them, in fact.
Oh man.
You all
That-
were in door 7.
I hate to be that guy, but technically there are 9 doors. 8 passageways, but 9 doors. That's a double door.
You
It
and the
actually
contractor
opens
who
like a
built
garage.
this place.
Just flick up it
It
forward.
lifts from the bottom.
It's a Star Trek door. It just retreats into the ceiling. The poor
You don't know how that
contractor-
door opens.
The poor magical contractor who had to install 8 differently shaped doors.
Mages be extra.
Ugh.
I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, it cost extra, more like.
So down at the bottom there, that is the stairway that you came up
Mhm.
with the little side table that you greeted. As a quick recap for you all, door 1, you did not go into. Door 2, library. Door 3, you did not go into. Door 4, you did not go into. Door 5, that's where the blood was. Door 6, you did not go into. Door 7, you've just come out of. And door 8 is the one that's scorched. As Ebok steps out into this central room, you can see it. It's hard to see where its eyes are looking until it's faced directly at whatever it is. The nastiest glare at door 8. And you can probably guess that the scorch marks may have been its doing. EBAK, by the way. Ebok.
You said EBEK?
EBAK. Nice. Blurred.
Blood.
Do you want to put a tag on door 8 that says it is scorched?
Yes.
Just put like a big fire mark on it.
I don't know how to do that other than drawing scribbles. As you can see, the study remains closed, gesturing at door 8.
Ooh.
So, scorched study is door 8. You are already familiar with our library. Come along. And it's like arms crossed behind its back, just kind of stalking in through the door. It doesn't even have to like put its hand out to open the library, it just opens in front of it. So, I will ask once again, because I have all the time in the world. Why are you here? What could you possibly be wanting to learn? We have a vast array of knowledge held within these walls. And you can tell this is like a script that has been memorized
Oh no. Guys,
For
it's a Disney tour.
centuries. The knowledge held here spans forever, I guess. Depending on the questions you have, we may or may not have it readily available. Some questions may require more time to discover their answers. Does like the most lackluster hands out to the side, like, ta-da! Welcome to the library. If its eye could twitch, it would probably be twitching hardcore. And Nevos, it keeps glancing to the side of you. Like, it'll look at you, like, in the speech, but it lingers over your shoulder several times.
Okay. In general, is Ebot giving me the feeling of like the familiars from my familiar library, my old library?
Insight?
Yeah, I was thinking like that or arcane.
Either or. Give me whichever you prefer.
It's a 14.
For which one?
That'd be arcane.
Okay. Ebok is theoretically a powerful fiend.
In theory. Let's put it this way.
Theoretically. You don't see minor fiends that have physical forms like this. The number of times it has griped about being stuck here, you get the strong sense that it is in fact bound to this tower.
Yeah, okay.
Probably by the wizard.
Mm.
So it's probably stuck here as a servant, and it resents that fact greatly. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, no, yeah, that's
Okay.
good. Thank you.
It gives a little bit of a an exasperated hand wave, and a chair scoots all the way over to you, Duncan. You are going to pass out on my floors if you don't sit her down. Here. And it's like the most, like, take the chair, I guess.
Is there a second available open chair?
You would have to walk a little bit, but yes, absolutely
Oh
there
yeah,
is.
I'll walk. Yeah, I'll walk the distance to that second open chair. and kind
It's
of
not
sit
far, but it is a pointed refusal of the chair.
Mhm.
And you don't even have to roll for this. Ebok could not care less.
there, 'cause I couldn't care less either.
Giving strong Calcifer vibes with Evok here. I'm a powerful fire demon.
May all your bacon burn. Still waiting for your response.
Why did you bring us to this room in particular?
The look that you receive from it is now... It's trying to figure out if you're actually just an idiot. Typically, when people come looking for this tower, they are looking for information.
Yeah.
Most information can be found in a library. This is a library. It has lots of information. I don't know what you are doing here or what you are after. I assumed it was information and brought you to the library. It has
We're
now
already-
kind of like bent in half to like be on your level, even though you're several feet away. Head kind of tilts. Like, any other dumb questions I can answer for you?
I got another dumb question for you.
You seem full of them.
Yeah, and I'll probably ask a bunch more before we leave. What are these other rooms? I went in the other one.
There are several rooms in the Wizard's Tower. You'll have to be more specific than that. I don't know if you're familiar with numbers, if they teach that anymore. There are 8 doors out there. And
There
believe
are.
it or not, There are more doors in this tower beyond just those 8.
Leaving this room 3 doors to the right. If I had
That
to
would
count
be
it
the
starting...
Bloodwell.
Yes, that one. That would be the blood room.
The Bloodwell. Well. Bloodwell. Yes. So anyway, turns back to you, Navis. You were here for what?
Excuse me. The blood
You're
room, the
being
blood
ignored.
well. I'm gonna start looking in the library for anything on the blood well. Well, she's
Go
talking to me.
for it.
I'd like to.
While you wander around,
Mhm.
you know what? Give me a survival for that.
Okay.
Because it's funny.
Nat 20. I survived this.
You make your way deftly through the stacks while Navis and Brun are being addressed.
This previous group were looking on information for a type of shard.
A shard. Okay, good start. Magical, mechanical, biologic, abiotic. What kind of shard?
You tell me.
Otherworldly? I
Could
cannot
be.
tell you.
Could be otherworldly, magical. Is affected by these fibers that a lot of people cannot see.
The head turns a lot farther than is comfortable. Like, think doorknob turning upside down. Like that kind of motion. Fibers. The eyes kind of squint a little bit at you. Shiral Shalarum. Head tilts a little to the side as if waiting for a response. If you, the players, don't recognize this phrase, you may roll a history,
I will
a
be doing
wisdom, or an intelligence.
Oh, goddamn, you're going to hate me for this. That is a natural 20 for a 20 history.
Anyone else?
Duncan got an 8.
I
Duncan's
remember
not in
that's
the room. Duncan's in the stacks.
Yeah. I don't know what's
There-
going
Oh,
on
then
with my
that's not in
camera.
front of the same room?
I remember that's from the shepherd, but that's as
Is
far
from
as
the
I can
shepherd.
remember.
Shiral Shalarum. The return, Shalar Aten. The shepherd, when you had met him on the road, said Shiral Shalarum, and everyone else chorused Shalor Aten.
Brun will speak up and say Shalur Aten to Ebok.
It turns its face directly at you, gets real close. Where is your totem? Member of Chimera's Calling.
Do I
You
hear
can
this?
feel the heat off of it. Pardon?
Do I hear any of this, or
Yeah, so you've kind of done a quick little jaunt around. You did not find anything in particular about the Bloodwell, but you did not get lost in the
Okay.
stacks.
while they're talking, I'd like to put my backpack on a table, reach inside of it, and grab 2 things. One is the shard that we got from the Rat Man, and I will very graciously hand that over to Navos. And the other is the totem I got off the Twistwind, or as it was under the Twistwind body in the blood. Can wipe it off my shoulder. You left this, and I'll hand it to Brun.
Thank you. I will present it to Ebok.
It holds its hand out.
We'll place it in the hand.
It's calculating now. There is a game afoot, and you don't know what the rules are at this very moment.
Mhm. We're playing checkers, we're playing
Liars.
chess.
Perhaps you are more fun than I imagined. You don't know what this is, do you? Those words
Does
you speak, you don't know them.
no.
Turns to the other two. And you?
I wish I could say otherwise.
Interesting. Follow me. And it starts stalking deeper into the stacks. It has not returned the totem. You hear a bit of a crunch as it starts dropping bone fragments behind it. Little breadcrumbs through the library.
Uh, Brun's gonna look to Duncan. You want me to carry her?
As long as you're gentle.
I'm always gentle.
That is not the
Never-
truth.
I've
And
never
I'll
had
Brun
careful
is
walk.
known for being gentle.
Brun will like sort of do like the one-handed like kind of scoop and drape like just like scoop across the shoulders and move with expediency to sort of keep pace with Ebok.
Yeah, Ebok's got them long leggies going on and moving with a purpose now. It seems it is finally excited about whatever you've just given it. And it starts mumbling, this time less direct, more that it's kind of cataloging where it's at. It seems kind of taking in what's nearby. And eventually it'll stop. And in this area, there's kind of a round table with 4 chairs. There's an extra off to the side. And it kind of motions toward the table for all of you. Sits down, very prim and proper, legs crossed, hand on knee. Shiral Shalorum, Shalora 10, Chimera's Calling. The fact that you are here asking about them is very, very interesting. Would you shut up for just a moment? I am monologuing, thank you very much. Anyway. You could not possibly be part of their number, because that kind of gestures back at the trail of dust now. That is a finger bone from the thumb, specifically, and you all have all of your thumbs, excluding you.
Yeah, I was about to
But
say, excuse
You
you.
would not be left as you are. That is not how the calling handles such things. They give up a part of themselves for these totems. Generally, it is replaced. Something larger like your arm, for instance, your forearm, would be replaced entirely. Liars. So you're here, looking for a shard. I don't know of shards. But I don't know of these fibers. But Vikal has been waiting for this moment for a very long time. And you see this like grand annoyance across the face of Ebok. Please present your shard if you have it, or give me more information.
I'll present the one Duncan gave me from the Rat Man.
Very carefully, one finger, one thumb on either end of the vial, lifts it up, starts turning it around, and is peering intently at it. These are your fibers.
Do you see them?
I see something in this vial, other
Besides
than
the
this
sun?
shard.
That would make
And the crest kind of flares up a little bit, kind of peacock tail, with these different eyes all around, and it's Duncan, when it focuses on you with all of these eyes, you cannot look away for a bit. It is intense. It is looking through the core of you with all of these eyes. And if you look too long, you feel you might get lost. And it drops the crest. I see so many things. So these fibers, when did they start?
about a month ago. What do you know?
Looks at you, Brun. You seemed about ready to say something.
It was about a month ago. An outbreak of them changed an entire town and changed the people in it. There was one individual. His relic is now on the floor behind us. But he was leading. He was the most intelligent one of the bunch when we got to him.
Real quick point of correction. The dust is the bone totem from the Twistwind.
Mm-hmm.
Ah,
The shard is still
apologies. The
intact.
shard. Pointing to the shard then. Yes, thank you. That's his relic there.
I see. When you mentioned about people changed, Navos, you got the most direct eye contact you've had basically this entire time.
I
You are one such change.
Yes, but that event is not tied to who I am now. My change was decades ago.
The head cocks again, like, where are you from? You
Again?
and your hitchhiker.
I go silent.
You feel that pressure behind your eye.
There is a slow head turn to Navos.
Yeah.
Just
Navos also turns his head slowly toward himself.
Yeah.
collapses inward.
Looking inside.
The introspection is very strong.
I crawl on the floor. I'm afraid. Was about to answer, but yeah, I'm quiet.
There's a little bit of glee back on the face. You can tell it's enjoying the panic that has just happened. Although it does seem that it was unintentional. Touchy subject. Perhaps a conversation for later.
If there's
So-
any way to do it, to like try to close my eye to like just shut up, just stop, but still not saying anything.
Sure. You can withdraw. That's fine. If Navos wants to shut down, perfectly appropriate.
Yeah, to
Or are you
Ebok,
trying to
like,
shut?
to Ebok, like, stop talking about this.
Give me a performance or a persuade. Give me a persuasion.
Okay. Oof. 8.
The neck kind of stretches around the table to continue staring at you, and even with your eye closed, you can feel that gaze. And it stands up. It starts to stand up and like lean and loom even closer as if it's trying to take in every bit of your current misery.
Mm.
Do you not know where you're from?
The name, no. Far West is all I know of.
Far west. Hmm. So
Brun?
where does the calling come in? Why are they here knocking on our door? Kind of returns to the table again and settles again.
Brun also settles into his seat. Like Brun was like half raised to intercede and get physically between the two, if that line of questioning continued. So Duncan probably gets a better view of Brun like settling into the chair.
The calling
Research.
is very old. Why are they still here? Seemingly unaware of the history they have with Master Vikal.
What history would that be?
Turns to you with the biggest grin, reveling in denying you an answer. That is not for me to say. You would have to ask him yourself.
All right, where is the big cheese? Where do I find him? Can I talk to your manager, please?
Cheese. What is a manager?
Obviously, there's someone in charge of this tower, this Vakal.
The Grand Idiot himself locked himself into his study. I do believe I mentioned that earlier, but I suppose I didn't enunciate enough for you. I cannot open the door. You have to do that yourself if you want to talk to him. And now the glance is past your shoulder. I didn't make that decision. Clearly, it was made without thinking. Very pointed comment, not pointed at you. But the calling. Why is it back?
That is what brings us here today. Why is it back? And how the hell do we get rid of it?
I am not much for battles. I cannot help you eradicate a pest outside these walls. It's hard enough keeping these walls upright anymore.
Ebok, I have 2 questions for you, if I may.
Well, ask away.
The call and response. What does that mean? What do those words mean?
Shiral Shalarum. The call to change. Shalor Aten. The call we heed. Rough translation. That is a very old dialect.
And secondly, can you show us the lock on this door that we need to open, please?
Barring any further questions. Looks to everyone else. Navos on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
That's the blood well, and we're going to answer for that, but the lock will suffice.
Funny you brought up the Bloodwell.
Not very funny.
Well, it's quite tied to your current question. So, the lock on this particular door, and you can see, like, the processing of trying to push down the annoyance. An arcane lock created by a very powerful mage has a very powerful unlock condition to it. Normally, the key to unlock it will not function. But in certain times, when there is an excess of ambient magic, it activates and can be used to open the door by literally anyone but me. If you can power the tower enough, you may be able to convince the lock to open, which is where the Bloodwell comes in. It takes a lot to run a tower such as this. The infinite suite you are in, not so infinite at the moment. It should have rooms that go on for eternity, and we're currently stuck at about, 12? 13 of them? You may have noticed the state of things downstairs. Not putting a lot of effort into that, as we don't have many visitors. We draw power from living creatures that find their way in the tower uninvited, and the magic items they bring with, because adventurers are good for that sort of thing. Looks over toward the girl in the chair. Sometimes I need to eat, because being stuck here for an eternity makes one a little peckish. Looks very grouchy at Duncan once again. Provide the Bloodwell with enough juice, whatever flavor you prefer, and the tower should respond in kind. I take it you don't have any magical artifacts of grand power? No? We've
Are
been
Thane's
running on
weapons
basically
magical in
nothing
any
for
way?
a while.
Are Thane's weapons magical in any sense?
No.
Okay. They're powered by the magic of friendship? Of ex-friendship?
No.
The power of communism. Our
Uh,
magic.
See, that is a religious magic and not arcane. Sorry, divine magic and not arcane.
Yeah.
Not that that distinction actually matters for this. So you've got a couple of items that would help a smidge, but it's not nearly enough. Fun gloves, but useless here. I cannot leave here, but I am reminded that there are various creatures that should be showing up right around now. if all other clues are to be believed. Perhaps you might hunt one of these and feed the tower a bit. That should assuage your morals. Or go find something immensely powerful. Steal from a dragon, I don't care. Maybe that would level the place and I would be free. What a glorious day that would be.
I have another dumb question for you.
Oh,
You-
so many. Yes, Duncan
You seem to be
Dubois.
quite a powerful creature.
Yes.
Perhaps you might be the source of arcane magic that we need after all.
Sure, go for it. Kind of like puffs up the chest a little bit. I'm waiting. No? Nothing? Drat.
Is it just killing you? I don't know how these arcane locks work.
Oh, see, fiends, when killed anywhere other than their home plane,
Mhm.
don't die. They disappear and go home.
Yes,
So-
I know that.
You would get nothing from killing me.
Worth it anyway.
You see this kind of like consideration. Yep, it would be worth it. Mm-hmm. So anyway, dumb questions aside, I am quite curious to know why this cult has returned, or come out of hiding, I suppose. But I am barred from that information. So if you'll be staying here, I will get you your keys. The suite will provide you whatever rooms you prefer. As I mentioned, there aren't many left, but keys will get you directly to them and from them, so you don't get lost. It's fun when it used to be infinite. Oh well. But for now, starts to stand up, kind of brushes itself off. Looks past Navos, who is still on the floor. You have free roam of the tower, apparently. So enjoy. And it starts to walk away through the stacks, unless you try and engage with it further.
Thank you for your hospitality, but forced as it may be.
It pauses, turns back around, and does the deepest bow. There's some sarcasm there, but that's not all that's there. I am, as ever, a most excellent host. And it turns and continues on. Your keys will be ready soon. You can hear it's not full Rolodex in the library here, but there are some shufflings going on, especially around Ebok as it passes through the shelves.
So that was a demon?
It certainly is of the lesser planes. I'm not sure exactly what it wants from us. It seems to despise us. It helps us at every corner.
I don't know if it cares.
It's going to kill all of us. Need to get a report. Report. Jemet.
Man.
And you see the girl is like
Mhm.
trying to force herself upright, like trying so hard to find her feet. And is just kind of like vaguely flopping around in the chair just a little bit.
Mhm.
It's got armrests, so she's not at risk currently of fully face planting, but
That is a good point. Whatever we are doing here in this tower, she doesn't have to be a part of it. We have free move around the tower, maybe that extends to leaving. Perhaps take her outside, get her situated, at least what she
And-
sees.
And send her out on her own? Back to a city that doesn't exist anymore?
I could.
Well, I would certainly leave her a note telling her the events that transpired in Callow and of Jemet's probable demise.
I mean, I could
What's that?
message Jemet, let her know that there's at least one person safe, but that leads
I'm
them.
not in.
That leads them right here.
Yeah, I'm not leading to giving Jemet any more than is absolutely necessary. I'm more akin to her safety rather than being friends with Jemet or whatnot. Well, I don't agree with what this woman is doing here. I will not let her die, only to be sucked dry by a fiend. This perversion of nature. Who seemingly could care less.
It said we took its meal. I wonder if, because we are invited, if that protection carries over to her as well. Her best bet might be to stick with us.
I don't know if I necessarily agree.
Of course you don't. But go on.
It's not because you put up the answer, but perhaps that was some of it. But she was about to be feasted on before we arrived. I think we are different. We are not part of the Selfasari, the Twistwinds, the Kunabuk. We are outliers. Perhaps on that we are invited by this Vakal, you called him. She is nothing but fodder. Even if she is, I'm not willing to put that to the test. I'd rather just send her out the door, and at least she'll be probably safer out there than she would be in here.
That, or if we are invited, we could get one of these suites. At least let her lay down, but maybe give her some time, see what she wants to do.
Perhaps, though I do not feel very comfortable treating this tower as a hostel or some sort of inn. It is not a very safe place, and judging by their means of energy production, not a very moral place either.
Brun's going to think really loudly about Gleno's book and sort of hold up a hand the way he had seen Davos doing earlier. Just kind of hold up a hand thinking about that book.
Okay.
Oh,
Roll me a persuasion.
Will it help if he mentally says please?
Or Arcana.
Ooh, yikes. We'll do persuasion. That is a 16.
You hear the Rolodex start. It's not as hardcore as it had been earlier. Until eventually there's a thunk in a shelf nearby. From a shelf nearby.
Brun will stand up, go over to the shelf, and look for Gleno's
It's on the floor.
last on the floor. Sort of pick it up, dust it off. Thank you. Go back to the table and flip to the last page and set it in front of Duncan.
Duncan, this book is oozing.
Kind of gross, but
It's kind
what
of
is it?
a clearish fluid. And from your time in war, you realize it's spinal fluid that is currently oozing from the spine of this book.
This is what's left of the head researcher. Her boss. Go ahead and read that last line. And understand, like, that's what makes us different here.
Kind of reading it over and looking back up,
And then they died.
and then they died.
Oh,
We
was
may
the,
be different.
was the uninvited portion earlier in the book.
That was just a smidgen, but yeah,
Including that
just like
portion
a
as
couple
well.
pages prior. Yeah.
Flipping
Like-
through it.
Unwanted and yeah. Start here. Read to the end. It's real short.
They entered unwanted and uninvited. And then they were no more. And it kind of it's doing that shifty thing where it's trying to come out as common. So like the words don't stay necessarily exact. But the gist is there. It'd be a lot easier if you spoke Elven and read Elven, but here we are.
I do not. Uninvited and unannounced. Unfortunately, that is us. We have the word of a fiend that says, "Oh, we are invited by who knows."
A fiend that couldn't give less of a shit about any of us, but is
Jonesing for her next meal.
presumably working at behest of somebody else. And Duncan, you and I both know that when you work for somebody else, you have to do things you don't necessarily like.
All the same.
We're getting fucking keys to this building. Which means whoever owns the building wants us to be here and is incentivized to keep us here. Let us wander around because we are of interest to them, which, need I remind you, is the second time someone or something has taken interest in us in that way in the last week.
We are quite the interesting characters, and I'm kind of looking over for Navos. And Navos is still laying on the floor, I'm assuming?
Yeah.
Definitively.
Just incredibly definitive. Yeah.
Yeah. Little afraid of what happened. I'd like to, similar to Brun, call for a book, anything related to Chimera's calling
From the
Uh,
floor.
from the floor.
My hand comes up.
But
You just see it peek above the edge of the table.
Table.
I'll eventually get up and get it. What I'm afraid of is if we can get enough magical force into this blood well, sure we unlock this study. What is this tower using it for from there? Is this another case of Ellerin?
Give me an arcana or a persuasion of your choice.
I think they're the same. Nope. It is Arcana Dirty 20.
The shuffling is more intense for your request and a little bit faster than Gleno's book. The notes book from Vikal is dropped on the table. There's no reason it should be on that table, given where you had found it the first time. But here it is. And it has fallen open.
Maybe I missed a page. I'll take a look at what's currently open.
Chimera's calling is a cult. Period.
Bakal, you gotta do better than this.
The
I'm
end of man is here. Period. Or the age of man, rather. What the Rat Man had said. The age of man is over. If they get their way. And there is a severe underscore on the if.
Searching through, there's no previous callings.
The words on previous pages do not affix themselves into a form you can read. The ink refuses to settle before the gaze of your eye.
They refuse.
Yeah, I'll read this out to the group. Those 3 sentences.
Chimera's calling. Are these the fanatics behind Ulrith? Behind Kala? The age of man is over. That's what the Were Rat said.
Is the Chimera the one on top of all of this?
I wonder if they mean a real Chimera. Or if it's just a fun name.
Above. Great and powerful GM.
Mhm.
Are chimeras something that would be known in sort of common parlance as a creature, or is it a like old story? What's sort of the baseline knowledge before I go diving deeper into that?
So everybody's heard of dragons.
Mhm.
Very few have encountered dragons, right?
Mhm.
With chimera, they show up in stories once in a great while. You really don't hear about them though. Even fewer people have ever talked about encountering them.
But
When they
story.
do show up in stories, they are a wild thing.
Mm.
They are chaotic. They are uncontrollable. Um, the wizard is punished for his hubris by this creature he has created. It is magic unleashed and given fury and fang. That is the chimera. How much of that your individual persons have paid attention to in old fairy tales, that's up to you. But every once in a while, you would have at least heard of it in a story here or there.
Mhm. Chimera's calling. If anything, that does fulfill 1/3 of our purpose. We have a name. Chimera's calling. The owl creature, this Ebok, said that her master, Vekal, knows more about these chimeras calling this cultists. I wonder how they know of these cultists.
Navos, the book flips to a familiar page. Meet me in my study.
The only way is to find them. Overload this tower. I don't have enough items.
And I only have possibly 2. And I'll reach into my satchel and I'll pull out both Pival sigil and the other sigil that I was given. Or their symbols, not their sigils, because they don't have sigils. And kind of lay them on the table. I don't really want to destroy Pival's, but I do not recognize this other one. It was given to me by Alfoza himself. Or, sorry, the head Alfoza himself.
Navos Ebok said something about divine power. Any ideas on if that would work with this? I'd sort of surreptitiously tapping on Brun's shoulder where his sigil burns. Trying not to be too obvious about it.
From what we've heard, there is unexplained and unknown powers from our friend in Kahlo. We could try. There's also whatever creature Ebok said is coming.
Joyful.
There is another thing that kind of has been playing in loop in my head here. How does Ebok have the vision to see the fibers as well? We are now 5.
You can make a religion check if you want.
Yeah, I'll
We
try.
could just ask them.
We could do that. Nah, they don't really like my questions.
Maybe
It
if you
does get
didn't-
notably agitated when you ask questions, Duncan.
That is a 1 plus 2 for 3. So natural 1 plus 2 for 3.
Anyone else rolling that?
I ain't got a clue.
I'll take religion. Mom and Dad had to teach Brun something. That's an 18.
I'm trained in religion. That's my thing.
16 for me.
So, you're not super familiar with what type of fiendish creature Ebok might be. But from what you recall, at a certain point, demons and devils become fairly good at seeing many things. They see across planes sometimes. They see the ethereal. They see through illusions. It takes a powerful fiend to see such things. So, is Ebok actually that powerful? Is it because of the species? Not entirely sure, but it is not out of the question that a fiend would have such vision open to it.
All the same. We could prance around the tower. We can get keys to our rooms and stuff and whatnot. But if that front door opens, why keep this woman here? She's not going to be much help to us. Especially not in her current state, and I'd rather see her alive.
I agree, but she may need some time to come out of this trance.
I wasn't planning to kill her outright. In case you are wondering, Ebok has stalked in from a fully different angle at this point. I'm not much for the gore, but when one is desperate, but I was planning to take my time, if you can. These are your
Ebok-
keys.
Thank you, Ebok. Is she a guest? Does she count as a guest as well, or is she still unwelcome here?
Takes a moment, like, was about to respond, like, instantly, and takes a moment to look past you. She is apparently a guest now, although she did wander in. You see kind of this, there's a bit of a pout at this point. Weren't saying that earlier, but whatever.
The two that Duncan had found in this blood well, did they provide any magic toward this tower?
Sure. Weapons, armor, gear, innate magic. There is magic in life itself. It's not much, but it'll keep
You
the walls
said
up.
the tower
for
would
a time.
possibly expand. Did they unlock any doors here? Or open anything?
No, they're not quite that useful. Unfortunately. It will take a decent bit more than those pathetic adventurers, I suppose, had in them. This tower has been running on bare minimum for I don't know how long. I can't go outside to check. So, we get the occasional party who stops in and they keep it going for a bit longer. But we are on emergency reserves, I suppose. If you've ever gone, kind of looks at you, several days without food and water, you can survive for longer, but it is not pleasant. Do you understand my meaning?
Yes, I do. You foresaw a creature coming. Could you explain what this could be?
Now is checking, like an earnest, like checking beyond your shoulder. There should be creatures more powerful than typical that are waking up or stepping in. Things are changing. You may have noticed. People, for starters, but the world around should also be seeing some effects. And that does include the wildlife of the area. I think we should be... Pulls out like a pocket watch. Weirdly enough. We are close to shifting. Once we do, if you can get me a copy of the stars, I can tell you what is around, or what theoretically should be around. But again, I can't exactly go out and do that myself. So. That way. Go ahead.
I hate to hold you up so much. One last question from me.
I have literally nothing else to do right now.
Perfect. Who is they? If they get their way.
I'm afraid I don't understand.
Chimera's calling. The age of man is over if they get their way.
I couldn't say. Literally, I am bound by contract. I cannot say. You know, usually, not even talking to you at this point, contracts don't last this long. Had I known, I never would have taken it up. But here we are. Excuse me, I'm being very rude. Yeah, I cannot actually tell you that.
Worth a shot.
Always.
A question to follow my friend here. Is there any danger of these changed creatures changing sort of gestures around? If I have a bad meal, I become sick, I would not want to inflict that on this place.
Interesting. I have no clue. I suppose it would come down to um, how strong the change is. You can have a bad meal and spend a terrible night suffering, or you can die. Right?
But if the bad meal is the first meal I've had in days, I am much more likely to die.
Is that so? Humans are quite weak. Somewhat humans. Yeah, I'm not sure. We've not tried. So, you tried to hide the blazing magical sigils on yourselves. Um, those would provide a decent bit, but I don't believe it would be quite enough. Um, it might unlock a few other things in the tower. Get things running a bit smoother, but that's your call. If I could choose, I would say pick your least favorite friend. But I don't get to choose, so can only make helpful suggestions of the guests to the tower. Anyway, these keys of your rooms, they should keep you from getting lost in the suite. Again, not that it's easy to get lost in right now, but for simple minds, looks directly at Duncan. It could be somewhat confusing. So use the key to get in, use the key to get out. The rooms should suit you. Do be careful in the foundry. That one, it's been quiet for some time, but with things changing, it could have started up a little bit. I'm not quite sure. I'll have to wander in there at some point. But for now, I am just irritated looking at you. So,
Likewise.
wow, we have so much in common, Duncan.
Seems we do. But so
Such a
very
shame.
little. Really.
Your rooms are through the door that you came out of. That you went into blindly. That's a choice. Food, you'll have to get for yourselves. I am not a cook. You may have noticed the kitchen downstairs does not get used. So, good luck with that. Starts to walk past the table. Very sassy. Moving away. To stalk through the library, you assume.
Alrighty then. Was it made clear that the creature that was a possible candidate for hunting is in the tower or outside of the tower that we had to go get?
Outside the tower.
Okay, so we had to leave the tower anyway. Why even spend the night here? Why don't we just go back outside?
So a couple nights of fetch quest.
There was an implication when it said that we should be shifting soon. So you don't quite know what that means.
But if we're outside, we lose the tower.
Hmm.
I just like that.
Stay
Do
for the
y'all
night.
wanna Do
Well, that
y'all want to
also
take a
means-
break real quick so you can think about things
Yeah.
and then return with your decision?
Yeah, I think a brief ponderance wouldn't hurt.
Okay. Let's take a 10 because I have not eaten.
You should do that.
I would love to do that.
Take care of the meat suit.
Like Evok, I am hungry.
Starving. I'm starving, darling. Starving. Absolutely starving.
So cool. Back at 8:52.
Yep.
Oh,
that
she's already
works.
gone. She's
Yeah.
already evaded ship.
She's like, I'm out.
All right.
I feel like at some point I'm gonna have to give Duncan an NPC that he actually likes.
It's pretty hard because the qualifiers are be a good person. That's about it.
You're asking a lot, though. Like,
I understand. He really
I play
liked
what I know, okay?
he really liked Cynthia. He really liked
I'm
Piraeus.
glad you liked Cynthia. Cynthia was
Yeah, I
great.
love the little bow tie. That Duncan loved that. He ate that shit up. But
Okay, so Duncan did have his one. Okay, I feel better
owl-based
now.
demons.
Hmm?
Owl-based demons. That ain't for Duncan.
No? You're not feeling the owl-based demons?
He wants to do his solemn duty, and
The outhouse is out back.
We just had a
Derek, you were
similar issue. Oh, sorry, what's that?
Oh, I was gonna say, you were saying that it's cold over there.
It's
I got
freezing.
a heated blanket for Christmas,
Mm.
and I am so goddamn cozy.
I've been debating on getting one for a while, but I've heard they can give pretty bad nightmares.
That's fascinating.
Yeah.
so you
we'll
like couple it
see.
with a weighted blanket, so it's like cancels itself out.
Hopefully, yeah. I might need to do it.
Interesting. Yeah, no. So normally I have my heater here, and that's the beeping that you guys always hear.
Mm.
I try so hard to make sure I mute for those, but I forget. Yeah, I haven't been using that since I got back to the apartment here. 'Cause I got this
nice.
blanket.
Blanket.
It's real comfy.
Worth
This
it?
one
Yeah.
clocks out at 3 hours.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So after that, it's just a blanket with some wires in it.
Mm.
But yeah, very, very comfy, cozy.
I'll have to take a look at that. I have a little heating pad, but it's not enough.
My one grievance with this gift is that it is a throw-sized blanket. So it's slightly smaller than I would prefer. Like,
yeah.
it fully wraps around me, don't get me wrong. But like, I just want a little extra room to be extra cozy.
It's sometimes you do want to like spread out and still be in the warmth.
Yeah, like I need to be able to drape it properly over my shoulders while covering the rest of me, and we're just shy of that.
Yeah.
I'm not a large person, so
I'm right there with you. Yeah, well that's my problem. I love blankets as gifts, but if it doesn't reach my feet, I'm almost never using it. And that's hard. That hardly ever happens.
I do have a secondary blanket that's sat here just in case I do want to pretend to be a little old lady and
Yeah.
pile up my shawls.
Just to get in character for Ebok before her transformation.
I don't know why you guys don't believe the little old ladies I throw in front of you. I mean, come on,
They-
it was clearly taking care of this girl.
Clearly.
Clearly.
Because that's what I would do for a patient that's kind of in a magically induced coma. I just kind of wet their head a little bit.
You gotta
be all
sweat out
right.
all the bad. Speaking of, where's Curtis at?
I'm
Hey.
right here.
Oh, there we are.
You just had to talk shit, and then I appear.
I'm almost always doing that, though.
Yeah, that you gotta stop. I have a job. I have things to do other than keep appearing.
Yeah, what's it like, huh?
Being at your beck and call? Nah, it ain't
Being at
bad.
the beck and call.
Yeah, it was jobs.
Welcome back, friends. So you were deliberating. For now, you are alone, as far as you can tell, in this library. The windows show outside. You're not quite sure if it's accurate to outside or not, since the Infinite Suite was giving you kind of a range of times of day based on the light. So is this accurate? Who knows? Maybe. But you do have to come to a decision. So I'm going to give you guys the next 7 real life minutes, the next 6 real life minutes, sorry, to deliberate and come to a decision on what you're doing for the night and what your next step is. So go for it. 6 minutes on the clock. I don't have a loud
Okay, let's put the
obnoxious
thought
countdown.
in. Doesn't want to be caught in the shift, so all right, maybe we have to spend the night in the tower. We'll keep the girl safe. The first chance that we can get her out, Duncan's going to try to get her out. As far as powering, blood sport, not really going to fly with me. We can try the sigils. I have obviously the ones that we have eliminated on our various spots. We also have rivals and this other one, but I think Duncan is okay finding a big nasty and putting it down a little bit. And we'll use that as a catalyst to break the lock. That's where I stand. Spend the night, save the girl, kill the beast.
Yeah, I'm pretty much in agreement with that. With the shifting, see where we are landed. Like
Mhm.
Curtis mentioned earlier, I have a feeling we're gonna be moving at some point. Yeah, with the research assistant, see what she prefers. I am willing to try to help if she wants to stay, but I think it's probably best if she finds her way back.
She's not really going to be any use to us.
A research assistant in a big magical library?
Yeah, maybe the researcher.
I think she's the
but
most
her body's
qualified person in this building right now.
Keep her, yeah, just keep her in the library. What else can we learn?
But if she is a guest, she has the same protections we do. I think if again, like make sure she's taken care of, and if she wants to leave, that is her choice. But I think we'd shoot straight with her and go, "Hey, the shit's bad out there."
I mean, it sounds like she wants to leave. Like she has no qualms about leaving. She wants us to leave right now if we can.
Because she thinks they're going to eat us. But again, we are the exception.
And
that guest right extends to her as well.
Saving her is an extension of oath, of protecting the innocent, which is not really innocent, but protecting those who can. At no point does Duncan believe, or I believe, that she will help us in any way, because she is still loyal to the Soprasadas, and I don't, without being one of the Salfasari, I don't know if she'll actually even give us any information. You know, she seemed very keen on reporting back to Gemmet, so I mean, she's still kind of part of the system. So while she can't be trusted, she can still be saved.
Oh, she probably doesn't even know about Kala right now.
Doesn't know a goddamn thing.
No,
If it's been over a week.
She was sent. Yeah, she was sent before. Well, almost probably the same exact time that she was probably sent, and then like hours or maybe even a day passed before the destruction of Kala, because we took 7 days to get here as well.
Oh, so she. Oh boy, that'll be an interesting conversation if she recognizes us.
Could be
So
close.
just a quick interjection. She and the crew would have been sent out based on the work order a couple days prior to the fall of Kala.
Okay.
So
They had a couple
long
days
enough
lead
to,
on
like,
you.
she
But
doesn't
long
know
enough to see the billboard.
Yeah.
Maybe she's a recluse and never saw a thing. You don't know.
I don't use my scroll for TikTok.
So yeah, I think we're at least in agreement for. Actually, we didn't hear from Brun.
I think if we send the girl out, I think we let her make the choice, but we are upfront that shit is bad out there. And there is safety and protection here while she is with us. Might earn some goodwill, but also means that Brun means that an innocent caught in the schemes of the houses has a better shot of surviving. Because if there's the same dogs out there that ate everybody else, there's no way she's gonna make it. As for the tower, I think we stay and we get as much data as we can. We have limited opportunities for this kind of thing. And the fact that we are, as compared to Kalo, where we could have probably talked to the Self-Asari, we are being, maybe not welcomed, but brought in as equals rather than subjects, is putting a nicer wrapping on whatever the present's going to be.
And I think Duncan's position on it it's almost inherently based on the response that we get from the call on whether or not, like, how does he know Chimera's calling? Was he a part of it, or is he like
founding member,
fervently against it? Because that response determines whether any of this knowledge should be accessible, because it might be gathered in an inhumane or not HIPAA approved way.
I need my knowledge to be free range.
Antibiotic
Exactly.
free.
I
like vegan knowledge. I'll eat vegetarian knowledge, but vegan knowledge is really where it's at.
I have cage free.
You know what I like
intuition.
more than my
No
Lamborghini?
hormones.
Vegan
These
knowledge.
bookshelves. Vegan knowledge.
What are they hiding? So that is your several minutes. So it sounds like you would like to give her the option.
Yes.
Stick around long enough to see what the shift is, get a little bit of info, potentially go on a hunt. Okay. While you all have been kind of back and forth deliberating, the girl has been coming back to herself. She's still not super steady, but she's at least like reached the toddler stage where she can hold her head up by herself. She doesn't need extra support for that. And she's kind of like looking around, taking things in. She's still hazy, but you're starting to see that look of like calculation that tells you, I can see why she was with the Self-Asari, right? She's cataloging everything that's around, taking everything in, trying to map things out. Brain is trying to run at like 1,000 miles an hour. It's hitting maybe about 10, but it's trying so hard.
The RPMs are just maxed out on that thing. You can smell the smoke.
This PC is ready to take off.
The fans just keep blowing.
There's a little ka-chunk every once in a while, and you're like, uh-oh, that's not good.
Yeah, as she's kind of coming coherent. All right, who wants to break the news?
And Duncan will kind of reach into his bag, pull out a little cup, take his canteen, fill it with some water. He'll walk over to her and kind of set it down and pull up a chair next to her. How you feeling?
She tries to glare at you like cornered animal that's scared, like, back off, I'm big and tough and scary, but she's got like a squeaky toy voice, right? You with that thing, you're gonna eat me too.
No one will be eating anybody today. I eat my 3 square meals a day. I got some food rations if you're hungry, but you're not on the menu today.
I need to go. I need to get back to the lab.
Well, you're really in no state to move or travel, for that matter. I think you're safest.
I'm fine.
with us right now.
I can go. Fine. I'll find the others. We'll go back.
I don't believe there are any others.
They're here. They're here. They wouldn't leave me behind.
I don't think they had much choice in the matter.
Brud like picks up the book like he's gonna toss it at her, and then looks to Navos, and it decides like maybe that's not the best approach.
Chill.
He's just like,
But before I get ahead of myself, Duncan Dubois, at your service, Paladin of Vidar.
Yeah, with Ganabix.
No,
Okay.
no Kanaviks. Freelance, unaffiliated with any of the families.
Mercenary.
No,
Sent to
True son of Vidar.
retrieve- She's like, she's borderline blue screening. Like that line of code is throwing everything off. What does that even mean?
but
True son of Vidar.
and I'll kind of push the cup of water closer to her. Please take a drink. Let me explain some things.
She like
Just sit and think.
she slaps her hand at the cup. You're not sure she's trying to grab it or not, but it does end up on the floor.
And I'll kind of reach down and pick it up, place it back on the table. A little outside of her reach, so she'll have to kind of reach for it and still pour it with water and kind of put it down.
Get your hand out of the cup.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
We're not with any of the families. We're here on our own accord.
What are you?
I know that you work for Gemmet and that Gemmet has sent you here. I actually have
You see
Gemmet's
fear.
notebook.
As soon as you say you work for Gemmet, like there's a bit of fear that strikes pretty quick. God, get back. Report.
Well, I think that'll be easier said than done. I know that you left Callow quite some time before we did. But as we were leaving it, we were watching the city turn to ruin. I don't know if there's anything left to go back to.
What happened?
The same thing that's going to
in
happen
the city.
to a lot of places. The three of us, and I'm assuming you as well, are looking into this plague of a sense. I know that you had been sent here to learn more about shards that I happen to have with me.
What? You see, like, she's immediately so suspicious. Like, you have Gemmet's notebook. You started to say, like, why do you have the samples? Like, they were supposed to have the samples. Why do you have them?
I have these things because they belong to me. I collected these samples.
Yours.
They are unfortunately mine. And I have been given
We're
my-
studying. We need those.
and perhaps in time we may work out some sort of arrangement. But until then, the samples collected by myself will remain in my custody. What will not, what is in question of whether or not will remain in my custody is you. You are
Prisoner.
free to leave. You are not a prisoner. You are free to leave at any point. But I must warn you that this tower, as you probably have come to find out, is not a normal tower. It is ruled by laws of magic
The
rather than
library. It's the library.
We are in the library, yes. And so long as you're with us, you are a guest in this tower, and you will be safe.
No safety. Thing. 8. You see her kind of like grab her head a little bit.
Mhm.
Like she's trying to think about probably Ebok. Like, what did it do?
Mhm.
And it hurts her to try and think about. She's not sure. It killed them.
That it did. And in no uncertain terms, me and that creature are not friends. If it were up to me, I'd have spewed it on my sword already, skewered it on my sword already. But it is beholden to this tower,
Too strong for you.
perhaps,
You
but
can't break it.
it is neither here nor there. It answers to a master that we intend to talk to,
The mage.
the mage. Recall.
Not. Don't know the name.
And
Mage.
it's okay. It's okay that you don't.
Library.
Yeah.
We
Take your time.
came to the library for research.
I really think you need some
Right.
water.
I do the research.
Mm-hmm.
There's
Can't do research
too
with an
many
empty stomach.
books. And she turns her attention to the cup of water. Like, that is the anchor right now. And, like, her head is spinning.
Mm-hmm.
And that is the one thing in this room that she can trust is actually there. Because she slapped it herself. And she starts trying to reach for it. And you can see the effort.
Mm-hmm. And
That's
letting
going
her
into
kind
it.
of grasp the actual handle of them, or maybe the I guess it's not a mug, it's more of a cup. Kind of grasps the cup. Duncan will use his hand as well to kind of alleviate some of that stress and help it get to her mouth.
And
If
like
she
as she kind of brings it to herself, she's looking at you with, you're not quite sure if it's like hatred, if it's fear, if it's distrust. Well, yeah, distrust is pretty obvious.
Mhm.
There's a lot going on right there. None of it's trust, but she gives up and
Yeah.
takes a drink. Like starts coughing and sputtering a bit, but very, very slowly will start to drink a little bit.
There you
And
go.
it's maybe 2 sips, and she stops, and that seems to be enough. Somebody's having so much fun with the fire effects.
Yeah, I saw it just go across my screen.
Burn the entire tower.
Could have
Burn
been
all.
anybody.
That's a start. Hoping you'll be more akin to more liquids sooner rather than later. Again, like I said, my name is Duncan Dubois. I am a paladin of Vidar, and for better or for worse, you may consider me a friend for now.
Syria. Syria.
Syria.
Theria. She hurt for those who care.
Tis
Clarifying question above table. We're in the age of Theria. Is that just like
yeah, that's where I am.
Is that relevant? Or is it just this is the sage that we are named after and we're going to name our kid Kim Kardashian or what? Is it a celebrity naming thing or is this the fucking sage who's an assistant? Like what kind of
give
pay
me
cut?
an insight on that one?
I would love an insight check because if this is like the high sage that the world is currently tracking time with and she's an assistant, something's gone screwy. Oh no, D&D Beyond. Oh no, they go. Panicking. There's an 18 on the die. What did you ask for?
She's such a
Insight.
liar. She is such a liar. She has spat out a name, and that is the one that came to mind.
Brun, sort of from where he's sort of leaned back, just goes, try again.
You get an attempt at a glare.
Brun's just gonna like,
Theria.
nope. Mm-mm.
I think for now, Theria will do just fine.
No. Actually. And Brun's gonna take the book, Gleno's text.
Wipe away the
and
final fluid.
It like kind of like flip it open and there's some boogers and stuff on it. Is there any mention of the research assistant's name in the text?
You did a little bit of perusing previously, so I'll just stick with, I think it was a 16 or so.
Mm-hmm.
There is mention of an assistant, but you really don't see other names in this book. This
That's
story
important.
is about Gleno.
Is about see, if you were Theria, I feel like Gleno might have mentioned that before they met their end. Do you want to try that again?
She looks at you like so intensely, like trying to be defiant, but the exhaustion is
I will
making
absolutely
it hard.
roll Intimidate as well.
Please do.
I would love nothing more. That is a dirty 20. Brun's holding up a book that's just oozing blood into his hand.
Yeah, you've got a few more pieces of teeth falling out at this point because you're flipping through the pages.
The elf ear on the table.
It's the other ear now.
Yay!
You've got a
got a
matching
match.
set.
Hooray!
Like a very loose pizza.
It's like the it's like a
It just kind of
cheese
slurps
pull.
out, yeah.
Little pepperoni ear.
She tries to spit at you, and it just like goes straight down her mouth. Like she can't even manage that.
I like you already.
Once more for
already.
Already.
Sorry. ARADI.
Thank you, already. My name is Brun. You've met Duncan.
I'm Navos.
Pipes up on the floor.
An incredible straight man to the entire thing that's happening. He's like,
Hey, what up? I'm Neighbors.
The camera's locked in, and Navos like cuts into frame, and just like, hello.
I have a feeling she may know who I am already if she's worked with Gemmet
Oh
at
yeah.
this point.
Oh, what a good combo. What a good combo punch.
Yeah, without having to roll insight there, you do see a spark of recognition for you, Navos. The others she's fuzzy on, but you're pretty distinct and very relevant right now.
Very in vogue.
Navos is so fashionable,
Oh,
always.
very much. That dragging rag, like that's so modern. It's nobody else has even thought about it. Kind of turning back to her, I notice that she recognizes Navos. Why don't you rest up? And when you're feeling better and a little more mobile, I will show you the front door, and you may leave if you like, or you may stay.
Fine. I can go now.
I don't know if that's true. There are far worse things outside this tower than inside it.
She like puts her hands on the armrest and starts trying to stand up, and it is the weakest attempt you've ever seen. I'm fine. I'm fine.
Does not look like you are fine.
She just kind of like slumps back, defeated. Like, gah! Everything hurts.
I know these Sufisari weren't looking the best for me, but we do just want you to get better, to let you leave. We want you to make that choice, but if you just stay a night in a suite, we won't bother you at all.
Point of clarification. Were we all given keys, including this woman, or is there only 3 keys given and she has to spend the night with one of these lucky bachelors?
This is a 20-something-year-old woman. I'm not gonna make her sleep with any of you. She gets her own key.
Perfect.
You creepy old man.
I didn't mean it in that sense.
And
If
that's
anybody was
Duncan's
going to uphold
Monikers.
modesty, it was going to be Duncan.
It was gonna be Duncan. Like, if she had to stay, I'm absolutely putting her in the room with Duncan.
She can have the bed. I will take the couch.
Yeah. One of the cots.
I'll just sleep outside. You know what? That's fine.
Sleep right in front of the door.
The moldy furniture downstairs, perfectly fine. Very comfy.
It matches Duncan's personality.
Anyway, after this back and forth, she's clearly exhausted whatever bit of energy she had recouped. You help her to the infinite suite, and with her key, which weird little object, it reminds Navos very much of the business card that he had gotten, the Self-Sorry business card.
Mhm.
It's a little key card. That's cool. You just kind of like slap it against the door and open it, and there is a clean dormitory looking room, and you can place her inside and step back out. And as each of you tippy tap your various keys, which all look wildly different, they are custom little items for each of you. You can decide what they look like. I don't know how much it matters. Each of your
natural.
rooms are customized to you as well. They look however you please. What's up?
Question. Are
Uh-huh.
there, so we have these key cards akin to a hotel. Is there like a do not disturb card that we can put out outside the doors? Please no cleaning, do not
Can we
enter.
get more towels? For some reason, I
So,
ran out of towels.
with your key, the implication you got was that your key is specific to your room. It is the way in and the way out. So if somebody else doesn't have your key, they're probably not going to find your room. And you're pretty confident that Evok has no interest in maintaining these rooms any more than bare minimum necessary. There is a note on door number 6. that says "Help yourself" as you're standing at door 7.
That would make a good rule.
If you open that door, you will find a linen closet.
Mm.
Everything is old and raggedy and looks like the coats that had been in the closet downstairs. You can feel the glee coming from the library as you discover this atrocity. These linens have not seen use in far too long. They are scraps of fabric at this point. There is a small skeleton of something that looks like a rat. It's not quite right, though. You're not quite sure what it was, but it is very dead by now. So help yourself to the linen closet, too.
That's okay.
Anything else for all of you as you retire to your rooms?
I will leave like a food ration with Aradi.
Arati?
That she can. I was just kind of put it on a desk or something, or a table or something. If she does get hungry or whatever, she can eat before I leave her.
Bedside snack.
Exactly, a midnight snack.
Nice.
And
Anyone else?
take that with my leave.
That's a head shake from Derek. Curtis is mulling something over.
Yeah, I can see it in his eyes. I hear the fan. Rin.
Meow.
Brun, after everyone's sort of had some time to settle, Brun's gonna step out of his room, and head into the library.
Okay.
Standing there in the dark with all of the rustling pages, and there's more information here on this thing. Going to think about the image, conjure an image in his head, a swirl of lines intersecting almost as in an infinite knot, and reach into his little secret pouch and pull open a locket that he had shown the rest of the group, but pull away the photo of the blonde woman in it. And really just feel that image in his thumb, under his thumb, and think it in his head as loud as he can, and hope there are answers in this library somewhere.
How long do you stand there?
Probably an hour, if nothing comes.
Okay. You hear the Rolodex with the dim light in here. It's always sort of lit. There are candles and whatnot.
Woo, it's lit.
Fam. You close your eyes and put out into this space what you're looking for. And you can hear the shuffling. It's not all around you. It's traveling throughout this space. Like you hear it closer, farther, circling around. It's like in the movie theater when they're trying to show off all the speakers that they have. The surround
It's
sound.
over here. It's over here.
Doink,
It's
doink,
behind
doink.
you. Yeah.
It's doing that, but it's this rustling. And it goes on and on and on. for longer than you can keep track of. And the weariness of the day is hitting you, and it just keeps going. And nothing shows up before you. But it's still searching. As you realize that nothing is happening, you can feel however you want about it, but the library remains active. There's something out there, it seems to think. It's just not finding it yet.
Brun will tuck it away, sort of go back to the doorway, bow politely to the room, say, "Thank you for trying," and then close the door and go back to his room.
Nevos. How's sleep going for you, buddy?
Oh yeah, absolutely horrible.
Yeah, pounding headache right now.
Navos is gonna try to create a heated blanket using prestidigitation and just hiding underneath of it.
It's
Complete
just
shadows.
slightly too small, though.
It's slightly too small. Doesn't like claws poke out on the feet. Yeah, this is horrifying. The headaches alone, are not great, but I'm really hoping Ebok does not try to mention this again.
You lay there trying to create whatever comfort you can in this space made just for you. And it should be comfortable, but that pressure behind your eye is maddening. Like, it hurts to close your eye right now. And as you start falling victim to your own exhaustion, that pressure grows. And the pain is shooting down your spine. And you feel your eye bulge from its socket. And you cannot see. And there is pain radiating from the cavity in your face. And you pass out. And that's where we're going to leave y'all this week.
Unconscious.
Yay! It's not a dreamscape, but it'll have to do.
Well,
Thank
hopefully
you,
I'm not
friends, for joining
blind.
me. What?
Oh,
I wouldn't
no.
take your only eye from you, would I? Maybe.
They took the first one.
Yeah, they'll get the second if they want it.
They'll be back.
Unfinished business.
An eye for an eye for an eye for a
And
story.
another. So thank you all for joining me this week. I'm glad you could be here.
I'm glad the power held out.
Yeah, me too. It's been angry out there. I
It
hear
has
the
been
windows doing weird
Very,
things.
very windy. It
Heckin'
kept blowing all
windy.
over the yard.
Yeah. So yeah. We ended on time. Look at that.
Yay!
Huzzah.
Yes, huzzah.
Good job, everybody.
I planned that.
So I have some directions to go for next week. Any stars or wishes?
Star between Duncan and Ebok. I just want more of that.
We
That's just a lot of fun.
They really yell at each other.
It's Yeah.
That will be my wish then, is characters that Duncan can riff off of, that he can riff off in a pleasant way, that he doesn't want to actually physically harm them.
Characters Duncan actually likes, NPCs
Yeah.
for Duncan. We discussed this during break. Duncan had Cynthia for like
Mhm.
10 minutes.
And Cynthia was,
That's
I don't
really
even know,
pushing
wasn't
me.
even mine. That was Brun's. I was just trying to
Cynthia
bail.
was mine.
Uh-huh.
I had Piraeus, which also Brun killed.
Ooh, you're right.
Oopsie.
You're right. I don't think I'm killing Ebok anytime soon. Brun likes Ebok.
It's honestly a shame.
I was
Yeah.
about to say,
Ebok?
you had the kids, but that's a touchy subject.
Yeah, we don't even know if they're alive yet.
Yeah. So NPCs for Duncan to actually like. I'm glad at least somebody likes this bastard boy. Because oops, all bastards.
He's
But
such
this
a
one can't kill you.
bastard. The incredible Calcifer vibes I'm getting off him, but like dialed up to like 14. Just, I'd kill you if I could, but I can't. So I'm going to be helpful and obnoxious the entire time.
I'm gonna make you as miserable as I am.
Absolutely, like star strictly for Ebok, and also again the vibes of the house.
Yeah,
This
I'm
wizard,
quite
like-
enjoying the tower.
The
Mhm.
tower is such a neat spot. Because it's like, yeah, the tower is super, super interesting and super fun to play around in.
I'm curious what's behind door 1, 3, 4, and I think it's at 1, 2, 4, 7.
8?
8. Well, as we know, 8's the study. 7
Oh, yeah,
is the
it's the
infinite.
study.
Not been in 1, 3, or 4.
And we
You
know
did
what
check
6
the linen
is.
closet.
Because it is
Oh,
the,
gotcha.
Yeah,
the,
so 1,
Oh,
3,
I can move you
1,
guys
3,
back
4.
to the doors real quick
Um,
if you want.
also
Okay,
star
Okay.
for this map in particular for helping keep track of where those are. It's
Yes,
very
I
Yeah.
actually
Mm.
was starting my own, and I had to draw like just random circles.
So it was
Uh,
a request from
okay.
Curtis. So thank you, Curtis,
but it is like
for that. But-
as a thank you for this, it is much easier to track all
Agreed.
of that visually and
Mhm.
also remember where our notes are on what doors.
Yeah, excellent use of the text tool there.
I was like, I'm gonna fucking forget this, so I'm gonna put it on the page where everyone can see it for reference. Yeah, star
Well
for that.
organized, I like it.
I'm really yeah, star for Evan and Derek, because like finding, yes, there is still like Duncan and Brun are still just like kind of barking at each other, but now that there's like there's a bigger problem again.
There's a bigger dog to bark at.
There's a big demon, and it's like Brun's not gonna let, like, as Ebok was going after Navos, Brun's like, hey, knock it the fuck off, that's not why we're here, and that's what he was gonna get up and do. But it's also, there's still a little bit of back and forth, but again, orienting ourselves towards the bigger task. And yeah, Navos being like just such a fucking wild card. Like the hitchhiker thing was just like, okay, hang on, what the fuck is happening? Like, like Clementine will remember that. There's gonna be a chat about it, probably not the Wizard Tower where everything we do is being observed.
And that's
Maybe it was
where
just
I've
so much
been
fun.
afraid this entire game. After that was mentioned, I was like, I know it's coming up. I don't want to talk about it.
We're not
We're
gonna
talking
talk about it. We're not gonna talk about it right now. But Brun's gonna be like, hey, we gotta talk about this.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. It's got to happen.
politely, but it's gonna happen. We're gonna have a yap about it.
Let's do it.
I
in a
also-
safer position.
Also, the shock that Curtis felt when Duncan was like, we can just leave her outside, was like, that seems very like. I was like, that doesn't seem like a thing Duncan would do. That seems like.
I think he was just faced with, like, right now she's not in any state to help us. She's maybe like able enough, because she seems to be regaining her strength enough here that she could find her own way. It's not safe for her in this tower, and I didn't know if the guest
The
extension
guest, right? Yeah.
we would go to her as well, because I'd hate for us to like go somewhere, or like, all right, we gotta go hunt
Go
down a
fight the
magical creature or
monster.
something,
Yeah.
and we just left her in the tower to get eaten.
Yeah. But that was like a very like, and I was thinking about it because when the old woman came to the door and not, Brun and Thane were the ones who walked her home. And I thought that was just like a kind of an interesting, like, a choice that like Brun is willing to put his ass on the line. And Duncan's like, if she wants to go, she can go. And it's like, we know there's shit out there that's going to eat people. Like, I'm very intrigued. If that comes to a head.
And also, without knowing, like, we saw Alrith fall, we saw that there was a horde of creatures. Are those creatures still there, or did they move all the way to Callow and it's just like one giant horde moving? Or is
Yeah,
it like a
following
plague that's spreading?
Uh-huh.
So, necessarily leaving her out in the woods, yeah, she could be attacked by other creatures or bandits or things like that, and Duncan wasn't okay with that. But we don't know if there actually is any creatures, because we didn't encounter any on our ways here either. So,
yeah,
and they seem to be
So-
hunting us.
On your way, you did encounter animals acting weird. So like some were aggressive, some were
Like more of those
terrified,
man-
etc. Like
the
they were
man-eating
acting
horses?
strange.
Like those man-eating horses that we met forever ago.
a while back.
The Carnivores.
Yeah, when we were traveling to
Carn-
Cal.
the
carnivorous cows.
carnivores, yeah.
The carnivores.
Oh yeah, it was the cows eating the horse.
Yeah. Yep.
But
course,
like
of
the
course.
giant boar and stuff like that. Like I feel like that's gonna be one of the things we're hunting.
Yeah,
I
you've
d-
been seeing different things kind of in that vein.
I do have a wish. Brun, if we are going to be tasked with hunting a thing, Brun will be asking Ebok if there's an armory. If there's anything we get, or if we're just gonna do this old school and have to drag this thing back. Still alive so they can bleed it to power the building. There's some logistics there that Brun has questions about.
My thinking is, well, what's an armory? Like, what are you looking for? Like a non-magical weapon? Because I'm assuming any magical weapons in this tower have been used to power it.
That is a great question for Ebok.
A ballista
It is
is a non-magical weapon and does
Well,
a really good job of
I
putting
had
a
the
hole
same
in
thought
something.
of like,
yeah.
oh, maybe we should ask if there's an armory, but then like, if there's a magical weapon storage depot, she would probably just use those to like fuel the tower.
We could do plenty with non-magical. Yeah, just like a real fucking big net because Brun left his at home.
Or like, I don't know, a big
Left
gargoyle
it in my other
cannon.
pocket.
Yeah, I left it in my other pants. But yeah, that's as a warning for Alexis. That is something Brun's going to be asking about.
Phenomenal. Thank you for that warning.
But yeah,
Any other wishes, things that you want to see, etc., etc.? No?
Take a view.
Okay.
I'm excited to.
Well, I'm glad y'all were here. I will see you all next week. Hopefully the timing felt pretty good for things
like
here.
it. Mhm.
Mhm.
Even though Duncan was in chat, or Evan was in the call half an hour in advance. You nut.
It was like 15 minutes, and I just like had it open because I was like doing other things and I didn't want to be late. So.
All right. By the way, Curtis, the several gifts you